In China's southwest lies a land defined by mountains. Over 90% of Guizhou province's land area is covered by mountains and hills. They rise, fold, and ripple across the horizon, creating one of China's most striking landscapes. Throughout history, this terrain made Guizhou hard to reach. Trade was slow, travel difficult, and economic opportunities were limited. But today's Guizhou is super connected. New highways, rail lines, and bridges crisscross through the province. That's what the eye can see. But in ways that aren't immediately visible, something else is powering the province, and increasingly, China's digital future. Imagine a place once isolated by mountains, but now powering the computational needs of megacities with tens of millions of people. That's Guizhou province, where we are at right now. Once considered one of the poorest regions in the country, Guizhou has now become one of 8 national computing hubs. That means the province has strong supercomputing capabilities. Guizhou's rise didn't happen overnight. The turning point came more than a decade ago, in 2012, when the province set a bold goal to build China's first national big data pilot zone. It may not look like much, just rows of blinkering and humming servers, but what's happening in places like these is transforming China's digital future. Behind these machines lies a massive intelligent computing power, driving everything from AI's development to smart cities to my ability to use one of these, all in a bid to turn China into a truly digital economy.
您来到贵阳也感受到了吗？这气温比较适宜，然后这里是最好建数据中心的一个最重要的一个特质，因为数据中心其实主要就是卖冷，因为服务器它会在运行当中主要是一个冷却。在贵阳的话，建立数据中心的话，就会省很大的一个能量。然后我们贵州呢，也是作为一个能源大省，电力啊、绿电啊都是比较丰富的，也有丰富的一个电力的一个价格的优惠。
Cooling can account for more than 40% of a data center's energy use. Guizhou's natural climate reduces that cost significantly. But climate alone doesn't explain its rise. Another major force pushed Guizhou into the digital fast lane. China's East Data West Computing Initiative, a national-level program to move data processing from the eastern regions to western regions.
东部西算就相当于东部呢有很多一些算力的一个任务去计算，然后它当地呢又没有匹配那么多的算力资源，然后就把这个算力任务呢通过数据的传输到我们西部的，像比方说贵阳的我们数据中心，把这个任务进行一个完成后，再传输到东部去。因为东部的建设数据中心的成本比较高，我们贵州作为能源大省，能源也比较便宜，电力啊、土地资源这些就比较丰富。然后贵州呢也没有在地震带上，大家都喜欢把数据都存储在这。
This strategy fundamentally reshaped Guizhou's role in China's digital economy. No longer on the periphery, the province has become a key part of the country's computing backbone.
就比方说，我们从贵阳到上海只需要14毫秒
，14毫秒是不是应该比这个还快？
对，这你都花了差不多1秒了。
This company may look low-key, but it provides the computing power behind hundreds of film productions.
从2020年起到现在，我们已经通过我们超算给它渲染的片子有161部，或者像我们知道的长津湖、水门桥，还有这个哪吒2，还有我们经常看的飞驰人生2等等。但我这个地方就是做影视渲染制作单独的研究，就是我们现在就实现了东数西渲，到我这里来渲，而且渲是通过云渲染给它做服务的，自然我们就找到自己的一条路子。
In the past decade, Guizhou has built a full talent ecosystem, from university partnerships to training programs, ensuring people can work locally instead of migrating to big cities.
当时我们来贵安新区啊，地方讲啊，这鬼都打得死人的一个地方，到处都是 杂草丛生的。我从13年来，我见证了贵安从0到1到100这个发展的历程。实事求是这样，看到我们现在很多一些高楼大厦呀，这些起来以后，我们很多产业集聚以后，就感到还挺欣慰的。作为一个贵安人，很自豪。
This is what China's high-quality development looks like in practice. Industrial upgrading, developing talent, and creating new opportunities close to where people live. The digital infrastructure being built here doesn't just serve users in faraway megacities. It also gives local companies the computing power they need to build and deploy AI. Based in Guizhou's Gui'an New Area, China DataPay helps public sector agencies and major companies manage and make sense of their data. The company adds value to vast data sets, turning bits and bytes into practical tools and services that support applications across finance, transport, insurance, and more.
贵州的话，它提供的这些超级计算的能力，包括这些算力，对我们后续的这个 AI 开发呀是非常非常重要的。
So you want to be the next Palantir of China?
Kind of， 我觉得贵州是现在的话是做了一个很好的事情，它把这些基础建设建好了，接下来的话，它就是要吸引更多的国际品牌的或者是国内知名的一些企业的话进来。
Thanks to its cool climate, very stable seismic conditions, low energy costs, thanks to abundant hydropower, Guizhou Province has now become a leading national hub, not just for data storage, but also for computing. It's quite the turnaround. Where once there was poverty, now there's petabytes upon petabytes of data that can be valued, applied, and monetized.
From isolation to innovation, from poverty to productivity. By the end of 2020, Guizhou had lifted about 9.23 million people out of poverty, the largest number among all Chinese provinces. Between 2014 and 2024, Guizhou's average disposable income jumped 130%, from around 12,000 yuan per year to nearly 29,000 yuan, or around $4,000 US. This rate of growth outpaced the national average of 105% during the same period.
Director Xu, what kind of insights from Guizhou's development experience you think might be useful for other regions, either here in China or elsewhere around the world?
I think the first one is your eagerness, your willingness to development. Now in many countries in the world, they are just doing like party politics instead of thinking of how to make their people to have a better life. The second point is that I think you need to have a relatively long-term perspective and long-term goal. For example, China have our 5-year plans. Guizhou and also Guiyang, Gui'an New Area, they also has their local 5-year plans. Third one is that you always doing is instead of just speaking. In Guizhou, in China, you can see every year the government or the company, they will review their annual data. They will see whether your goal has been achieved or not. They will make a better adjustment according to the newest condition. So you always keep doing is very important.
Years of steady policy support and long-term planning have helped shift Guizhou from one of China's poorest regions into a tech hub. The province's rise demonstrates how high-quality development can strengthen a region's foundations, transforming natural endowments into new quality productive forces. The same development logic is now energizing more advanced regions and fueling emerging sectors. One striking example is the rapid growth of the low-altitude economy, especially in China's relatively developed eastern coastal areas. The term refers to industries and services operating in airspace below roughly 1,000 meters. As cities become ever denser and ground traffic more congested worldwide, a new class of flying vehicles is emerging, and many believe these could revolutionize urban mobility. This is an unmanned aircraft. More precisely, an autonomous electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicle, or an eVTOL. Many believe this type of machine will finally replace helicopters, as it features lower cost, zero direct emissions, and is argued to be much safer. The eVTOL is being tested on a small island as one of its future operation spots is on here. The autonomous aircraft is called EH-216-S. EH refers to its parent company's name, EHang, a Chinese eVTOL manufacturer listed on the Nasdaq. The 2 stands for two-seater, and 16 means it has 16 small-scale propellers, enabling it to become almost silent when flying overhead, and more importantly, to be much safer.
如果有一个桨出现故障，然后其他的舵机还能够正常的工作，我们能够保证它就是平稳落地。
The concept of eVTOL can be traced back to early visions of urban air mobility, specifically taking transportation into the skies. It can navigate not only urban areas, but difficult-to-reach destinations like this little island. Air taxi services, emergency transportation, and sightseeing tours. These are the tasks that eVTOL will be able to perform in the near future.
它的飞行高度一般在50米左右，然后速度的话是30公里每小时。目前我们准备就是开始文旅观光的商业化运营，这是我们的第一步。然后后面的话，我们会进行岛内的以及跳岛的一个通勤。
You'd like to take a ride?
体验一下嘛。说实话，平时就是手机上或者就是新闻上看的特别多，说现实生活中还是头一次看见。
In recent years, the eVTOL industry has taken off with advances in battery technology and autonomous systems. And that's exactly where China has natural advantages, as the country's electric vehicle sector has surged in the past few years. At the 2024 Zhuhai Air Show, multiple eVTOL manufacturers showcased their latest models, many of which are Chinese EV makers themselves or use their charging solutions. The industry is now attracting firms that develop avionics systems for the commercial aviation industry.
So about 4 years ago, we started thinking about adjacency for aviation. What if we can make that avionics suite smaller, cheaper, lighter, and even better? And sure enough, now Chinese government is really promoting this thing called low altitude economy, and it's perfect fit for our eVTOL market.
Industry forecasts suggest China's low-altitude economy could reach 2 trillion yuan, or about $270 billion by 2030. By then, China could have as many as 100,000 eVTOLs in service, operating as air taxis and personal vehicles.
I'm really impressed by the combination of robotic, artificial intelligence, the continued hard work by the Chinese people.
The concept of high-quality development was first introduced in the report of the 19th National Congress of the Communist Party of China, or CPC, in October 2017. In the report, Xi Jinping, the General Secretary of the CPC Central Committee, clearly stated China's economy has shifted from a stage of high-speed growth to a stage of high-quality development. In simple terms, high-quality development is China's push to shift from growth based purely on speed to growth driven by innovation, efficiency, and sustainability. It's development that aims to improve people's lives, not just expand the economy. Between 2026 and 2030, China will move into its 15th five-year plan. At the heart of that blueprint is a commitment to high-quality development. The aim is not simply to grow faster, but to grow smarter, improving productivity, deepening economic reforms, and prioritizing long-term social welfare. What we've seen, from supercomputing power in the Southwest to low-altitude innovation in coastal cities, reflects a country rethinking how it grows. The questions now are less about speed and more about direction. How China adapts, how it innovates, and how it responds to new challenges in a changing world. As China moves forward, high-quality development offers the guiding framework for navigating that change. A reminder that the real challenge isn't simply growing, but growing wisely.